And
Sure.
also
When your
myself
physical
as well.
body is a fetus and is developing, oftentimes genetic alterations will be made when the mother goes into dream time and both her and the soul of the fetus enter into the astral plane. Different types of spirit doctors and physicians will oftentimes work with the astral body of the mother and the fetus to assist in healthful growth and development and to facilitate that heartfelt connection between these two entities. And in this space, sometimes extraterrestrial beings who are master geneticists will be summoned forth through agreement and will make DNA changes, oftentimes to both the mother and the fetus, which will oftentimes accelerate, you could say, their process of connecting on the heart level with one another. It helps that process to really expand and grow. So, right off the bat, there can be a very deep link between the parent and the child. Oftentimes, the genetics will be modified or altered in a way that allows for the child to be able to more easily tune in to the higher dimensional realities while they are on Earth. Because for many of you, being on Earth with all of the shiny electric lights and fancy applications on your cell phones, forget about this deep spiritual relationship that you have with the cosmos. So these types of hybridizations will make the fetus and the child that it grows into more sensitive to those upper world energies, regardless of the physical reality stimuli, thus allowing them to actually act oftentimes as unconscious channels of high frequency positive energy. They might not even know they're transmitting it. They might not even know they're broadcasting it, but it's as if their genetics have been programmed in such a way where their DNA can channel in more light from those upper world realities. And this light that is channeled forth through the DNA communicates with the genomes, with the DNA of those around you. And it is like lighting the torch of another without having to deplete yourself, because you yourself are such a channel and source of light that when you come into contact with people and spend time with people, it's as if you begin to ignite them. Their DNA begins to then mirror yours. So, those who have had these hybridizations act as evolutionary catalysts for the rest of humanity. Now, of course, a person who has had these modifications genetically can always turn their back on their relationship with their own light. They can always turn their back on their relationship with the universe, and those genetic upgrades will temporarily downregulate until the person chooses to, again, maintain that state of positive alignment. And in that moment, the DNA does what it's programmed to do, and it rapidly accelerates them. This is why many spiritual people, especially young people on your world, will have very deep, dark dives into the shadow. But once they find what they need to find, once they experience what they need to experience, it's almost as if immediately they slingshot right back into the positive state, transformed. So these upgrades will happen during the fetal stage, and those fetuses that are modified are observed as they grow into children. And as they grow into children, of course, they are observed further as they grow into teenagers and young adults. And further tweakings of the DNA are oftentimes performed throughout that journey just to make sure the initial changes are compatible with the body, to make sure the changes are creating the desired results for both the extraterrestrial beings and the human being who has agreed to such modifications. So, for yourself, yes, you have had the fetal modifications. You have also had certain modifications and contact experiences that occurred right around your age of 16. This was designed to awaken certain interests, certain desires within you during that time of development, so that when you became an adult, you would likely be more interested, you would likely be more invested in these types of topics and these types of ideas. Ultimately, again, so you can integrate them and then in your own unique way, share them through whatever that example is that you create.